I don't know about you all, but it was a long week, but it was a good week. And there was plenty to talk about from Monday till now. So this is a Productive Conversations podcast. This is our tweet cap, and let's talk about what's trending in our crazy world. So full crew tonight. Ryan's here. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going, Matt?
We have Jose returning.
What's up, Matt?
Great background. Kara's back. We missed you last week. Great to see you, Kara.
Hello.
And then a new friend to the show, somebody who has had quite the journeys recently, and somebody who comes from great company, and somebody we're very excited to have join us. We have Dash Jeffries for the first time making his Productive Conversations debut. Dash, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. We appreciate you being here, your great opinions. There's a lot to do, so let's get into it right away. First things first, I think everybody knows in this world that Super Bowl 58 is this weekend. NFL season's coming to a close. It's been quite an NFL season, and now comes the big celebration, the day when pop culture and sports really come together. And we have Super Bowl 58, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Well, right now, San Francisco is favored at 2.5. And at 6:30, we are going to see what happens. Can Patrick Mahomes win his third Super Bowl and the Chiefs officially claim a dynasty? Can the San Francisco 49ers finally get over the hump with their coach and Kyle Shanahan, having won the Super Bowl since 94? And with somebody with the name of Brock Purdy, who's been compared to the looks of presidential assassins, but is an assassin on the field himself. Crazy things are going on. This is a very interesting matchup. Now, if you do want a full analysis of the game itself in a football stance with the X's and O's, feel free to go to the previous episode where me, Kevin Schaefer, and Anthony Amari from Playbook Sports broke that down. If you're interested to talk the hardcore football aspect of the Super Bowl, but this is this the other side of it. Of course, we can talk about the game, but this is also, the Super Bowl is a great time for non-football fans to come watch it. This is where everybody's a football fan today. And then obviously we have the commercial aspect, and then the halftime show with Usher and all that fun stuff. So I guess we'll ask the broad question to everybody here. How excited are you for the Super Bowl?
Mid, because I don't like either of the teams in it. But I will say, I watched the Paramount commercial, since we're talking about commercials, and that has me excited that commercials, after a bit of a lull, might finally be back for this year's Super Bowl. That was so funny. It was long, too. Like, usually they try and make it short to get all of our TikTok brains, like, to follow along. Nah, they made us watch a cinema masterpiece starring Sir Patrick Stewart, and I had. And check it out.
Hey
So
Arnold.
funny. And Hey Arnold. Yeah, he's a cartoon.
Tua Viola, and Beavis and Butthead, and DJ Khaled.
Tua's got the best. He can't throw it up. He can't throw it up.
Oh my god.
So funny. And then when he opens the play pad and it just says throw the boy.
That's what happens when you lose, I guess.
$7 million for a 30-second ad this year in the Super Bowl. Did you hear that?
I don't know how much they spent on that.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
I was gonna say, and that was a cinematic mass. How long? A couple minutes.
Probably not a couple minutes, but it's probably a whole minute. Maybe even a little longer.
We'll make the most out of it.
And they had to pay Drew Barrymore and Creed.
Yes, Ryan's least favorite band in this world.
I didn't say that. They're down there though. If I look at my least favorite bands, Creed's somewhere in the mix. But honestly, they moved up 4 or 5 spots by being in this commercial. I love that commercial.
What do you mean, bro? Creed's always been a number 1. They never fell off, all right?
Oh,
see, great start, right. Dash. Seriously.
They can't move if you can't go past number 1.
I was about to say, you're right. You can't fall off if you started at the bottom.
If you started, you're going to stay at the top.
But, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'll say it. Excellent take. Me and Ryan would fight over throughout the fall. Like when Creed came back to the news, especially part of that series run with the Rangers. And clearly somebody is recognizing their greatness. So thank you for that.
Right. I
So,
don't know
Ryan,
how
who do
I
you
feel
have?
about the Super Bowl. Like
Hmm?
it's
Who
like
does
the
everybody? Who does Ryan have?
Oh, for Super Bowl? Chiefs.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what I have to.
What are your thoughts on the big game, Dash?
I don't know. I think I'm kind of like it has kind of all the pomp and circumstance it should have. It's in Vegas. It's got Taylor Swift, which I don't know why she's so big, but she's so big. There, you have to kind of, you accept it and love it. That's anybody's that big. So it's very important. I don't know, like it's very impressive, her resume. And then Travis Kelce and Mahomes. It seems to have all the right sort of plot pieces and storylines. And I'm so not impressed at the same time. Like I don't know. Like the teams aren't that crazy. I mean, Mahomes is great, Kelsey's great. What's his name? McCaffrey's phenomenal to watch. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not out of my mind excited.
Cara, how you feel about the big game?
I mean, I didn't even know it was today until my family's never been very big football people or anything like that, so I've never kept up with it so much. But then again, driving around to go get an oil change with my friend today, we saw see all the signs outside the pubs and whatnot. So
that's what
I
I'm
should have
talking
known a little
about.
bit earlier. Yeah.
Is it big by you guys? Because I know you're not in the States, so.
Like whenever there's a big sporting event of any kind, people tend to just gravitate to the pubs, just go to have a reason to go out and drink with friends or whatever. But it's not as big. Definitely NHL a lot more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I see here that the game will be televised in English on TSN and CTV, so don't miss out on that, Cara. According to my big note sheet I have on this game, it really is.
Matt picked up the Canadian broadcast. You know what? That's awesome. We're international now. They have to.
Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl's like it's still big. It's just not the biggest, probably.
Oh, that's not on the Christian network. Whoops. Cancel my subscription.
No, I don't think it'll be on the Christian network. Given the way that some of these folks have been tweeting about Travis and Taylor, but we'll talk about them later. Jose, I'm dying to know. Who do you got? Because you probably have actual money on this. None of us have spent any money. You did, I'm sure.
I'm not betting against Taylor Swift, so I'm taking. I have a 3-leg parlay. I have Taylor Swift making it. I have Chief winning, and Travis Kelce least scoring 1 touchdown.
Proposing.
Oh. And it's only now. I wish I'll take the under on that one.
You bet that she would make it to the game?
Yeah, it's a prop bet.
I mean,
okay,
how much could that possibly be for?
Because
she said she's
all right. Try. Well, her making it to the game is about -3,000.
So that just is in general. Yeah. So she just has to be there. Doesn't have to be there.
She has to be there, right? No, she has to. She has to be there in the beginning of the game.
Okay.
So by kickoff, she has to be there by kickoff.
I know Travis Kelce is plus 20,000 if he does propose.
Yeah, I know. If you bet on that and he does it, you actually become a rich person overnight.
Do you think if he does propose, it would be televised at the 50-yard line?
Yes, I do.
With the ticker tape just coming down and the confetti.
Yes.
And do you think they would zoom in on his face and it would look like a man who really knew what he was doing at that moment? What do you guys think? It's as a new relationship.
As a man who's done that, propose, you never look like you know what you're doing. So I would do
in front of the world.
Under on that. But
have they been together that long?
Nobody knows the true when it started.
I mean, yeah.
No, it's less than a year.
Yeah.
It like in football season, but
no, it was before then. They had a little bit of something before they announced it, but yeah, it's probably if it's been a year, that would be long.
That would be pretty a little wacky, a little early proposal if that ever happened.
I mean, they're 34 and a bunch of millionaires, so they feel like the couple that could pull it off.
you also take the moment away from your teammates. Like it's very hard to win the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that just draw more ire towards her? I don't think he would want to put her in that position regardless.
Exactly.
I think it absolutely would.
Yeah, I agree. It would be a bad decision. It doesn't mean he won't make it, but it'd be a bad decision.
I think that's probably more of an IQ test, if anything.
It really would be the royal wedding, the American version of the royal wedding. If they do that. Eventually, I would assume.
The American
Are there any? Did you see if there are any prop bets for if Jason Kelsey like throws a chair through like a through one of those box seats because he's just hammered?
There is a Jason Kelsey if he has his shirt off. If he takes his shirt off of the road.
Where are you getting these brobs?
He's in Vegas. Of course, it's not cold there. He's absolutely
for 2.5 million.
It says freezing right now.
It's cold in the wintertime. In the winter,
it can't be that cold.
Well, Vegas is kind of a high desert, so in the summer
true.
It's really hot with the elevation. In the winter, it gets really colder.
Interesting. All right, then maybe he'll keep it. Maybe he'll keep it on.
Oh man, here's something that's nuts. An analysis suggested. All right, hold up. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, are we excited for Reba to sing the national anthem? Do you think she will do a great job?
Does she do that every year, Reba?
Reba McEntire?
Yeah, Reba McEntire.
She's still alive?
Yeah, Jose, why do you think everybody's
Everyone's
dead?
alive. Everyone's alive. Elmo's alive. Reba's alive. Everyone's alive.
She's basically a walking advertisement for like American Idol or something like that.
Well, she's on The Voice.
Every time I see The Voice, there you go. So it's always like some kind of singing contest associated with the big network. So I feel like she does this every year, or she's on the red carpet every year interviewing people. I don't even. Do you know one song by Reba McEntire? Because I can't think of a single.
No.
Think of one song.
Right. If there's one guy that knows, it's Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan. Spit them out.
We got Fancy. That's probably her biggest one. She's obviously got what's it called? Heart of a Fighter. That was the one from her TV show, the one that everybody knows. My Lips. That one. She has a very good. This is a cover. She has a very good cover of "If I Were a Boy" by Beyonce that she did release. It's an actual on her album. Very good. Beyonce did a duet with her afterward, so Beyonce totally co-signed it.
I also like Keenan's version of Reba on SNL. Keenan Thompson.
I didn't know that Keenan played Reba.
I'm still investigating how much I could get away with the YouTube first. I know music's out of the way, but I do
11
think
seconds.
Maybe so. We'll test that another time. But I would show you the clip. But and then we have Post Malone singing "America the Beautiful." That's gonna be a disaster.
I would have switched those two. Personally, I would have had Reba do "America the Beautiful." Post Malone.
Wait, what is what? Someone's singing the anthem, and then there's another song.
Are they allowed to auto-tune the national anthem? Because I feel like that's the only way Post Malone can sing. Isn't that like desecrating the flag or something?
Be the time to try it.
That's like kneeling at the Super Bowl, right? No?
Oh man,
no, that's allowed.
Is that a bridge too far?
Definitely not. But yeah, Car, there's the America the Beautiful, and then the national anthem, which is like, I don't know how you could. What is America the Beautiful? The secondary song of the country?
It's just a banger about America.
Does it get sung at like every Super Bowl? Is that a normal thing?
Yeah, that's a tradition.
Okay, maybe I'm just an idiot then. I haven't seen that, I don't think.
It's all good there. But we also have Usher. Is Usher going to have a top halftime show?
Oh, Jesus, that has been.
Top halftime show? Like top half of
I mean,
No, I'm saying, is it gonna be a great halftime show?
Yeah,
I think
so.
It'll be good. Yeah, I think we'll be surprised how many old Usher songs we totally forgot about that were super popular in 2007 and 8. You know,
and from 2004.
Yeah, well, that's the one I want to see if they do something big for. Do you guys think he's going to be roller skating?
Yes,
maybe it might be. Last year was actually one of my favorite halftime shows. So be curious to see.
That was a terrible halftime show.
Last year's
with all the rappers.
Rihanna. No, that was 2 years ago.
Oh no, I'm talking 50 Cent.
That was 2 years ago. Yeah, Rihanna was last year.
That was good. The Bruno Mars.
Oh, Rihanna was.
Years
that was a great
one.
one.
Very good. The Bruno Mars
was fine.
really good.
I'm talking about all of the rappers and Mary J. Blige. That was what I'm talking about. I really like that one. That's still like of my recent, like of the recent ones. That's still my like A list. Yeah. So I'll compare everything to that one and see where it falls.
That's the metric. That's the barometer. That's
yes.
The North Star.
Better or worse than all of the California rap game.
Listen, as long as Adam Levine doesn't jump up there and rip off his shirt and show off his horrible tattoos on his stomach.
I think
that doesn't happen at this year's Super Bowl. It'll be a good show.
I think he's done. I don't think he'll be doing any of that anymore.
Do you think Taylor Swift joins Usher?
Oh no, don't need another
surprise.
Who joins Usher?
Taylor Swift.
Top bet.
Well, he said he's gonna have a special guest. So,
ooh, Lil
Think
Jon.
about that because she's flying from Tokyo.
It's definitely Lil Jon.
It's Lil Jon, guys. Yeah. I hate to be the guy to tell you it's not Taylor Swift. It's Lil Jon. But what's the over under on that?
It might be Justin Bieber.
Lil Jon and maybe Alicia Keys.
Yeah, it could be that.
Oh man, My Boo is one of the greatest American anthems ever.
You already know it.
That'd be cool. My Boo, yeah.
And
that's what I want to hear. That's what
it could be Alicia Keys.
It's definitely that's what I want to hear my halftime show.
It's probably going to be a couple of them.
It'll just be quick. It won't be long.
It'll probably be a couple of them because think about it. If you're Lil Jon or Alicia Keys and you got, hey, can you come on, do a 30-second spot and sell another $500,000 worth of our records just from being on TV and then come hang out at the Super Bowl? What do you say? For free? I'll be there because you get paid. You get the exposure again. The song gets downloaded.
The only person I would say no is Taylor Swift because she's the original. They originally offered her that.
She said no like 3 times. But Lil Jon is doing meditations. He's doing a meditation album, so he'll be promoting that perhaps.
Should be a good one.
Yeah.
All right, we do have to move forward here, but just for final picks, I pick Kansas City reluctantly. Ryan has Kansas City. Dash, who do you got?
I have Kansas City.
Kansas City. Jose, you got Kansas City. And Cara.
You know what? I'm changing it. Everybody's taking Kansas City. I'm going to go with the 40 Diters. So even if I lose, I still win off my bet. So it's a win-win for me.
Fair enough. Okay. And the big moment, Cara, who are you picking?
As long as both teams have fun and shake hands at the end of the day, does it really matter? Nah. I mean, if you guys are all in consensus, then if I had to bet on it, I'm just gonna go with what you guys are saying.
Okay.
Boom.
Can we order 104 participation Joe Lombardi?
Oh my God.
Well, no, the participation one is Rex Ryan trophy.
Hey, he's up for the Cowboys defensive coordinator, Ryan. Imagine if he comes back.
We love Coach Rex.
Oh man. Well, and like Cara said, and our old elementary school gym teacher, if you had fun, you won. And I'm sure the losing locker room is going to feel that way when they go in.
Yeah, they're going to lose. They're going to walk in there and going to say, but we had a good day, didn't we? We had a lot of fun out there.
Oh, man.
Brock Purdy might. I can see
it. If anyone's doing that, it's going to be Purdy for the Chiefs and Purdy for the 49ers and the Chiefs. It'll be I don't know. They're kicking Harrison Butker. But continuing on with Taylor Swift, guys, right? We had the Grammys this past week. 2 Grammy stories here. Taylor Swift took home 4 Grammys. What a surprise. And then she took the time to announce her new album that's coming out in April. Was it April or September?
I think April.
Something. All right. Do we feel Taylor Swift kind of made it all about herself, announcing her album at the Grammy Awards, almost like, somebody announcing their engagement at another person's wedding?
I've seen people online saying that if Taylor Swift was a normal person, 100% she would use someone's wedding to announce an engagement.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
You should have done it if Travis Kelce won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Taking home a
Yeah.
Grammy in the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
Super Bowl ring.
no, just announced my new album while he's lifting up the Lombardi trophy.
She gets on a mic to say that.
Yeah,
Now you'll
big
have
ass
people to be
April.
mad. Yes, April 19th, the Tortured Poets Department.
Hate that name.
And well, they say that might be related to her ex-boyfriend, Joe
Alwyn.
Alwyn? I'm not
Joe
too familiar
Alwyn's
with
her
his
ex.
work, but
He
apparently
was
he's a
in
good
that
actor.
war movie that was pretty big.
What war movie that was
Dunkirk
big?
wasn't he in Dunkirk or something?
Probably every male British actor from 25 to 30 was in that.
Yeah, so he was in like one of those movies.
I thought her ex-boyfriend was in a band, 1979 or whatever the hell it was.
Matt Healy, that's a in the middle thing, yeah.
She has a bunch of exes, but apparently it was about this one, and he discussed it in a variety interview, Actors on Actors. But and then this is where I knew sissy culture really is crazy. Ryan, I sent you that tweet. I don't know if I could get it in time, but somebody literally tweeted, and it got like 500,000 views. She took off her gloves during the.
What does that mean?
Yeah, they literally tweeted, "What does this mean? She took off her gloves. What does this mean?"
It means, listen, I know the secret. It means you have to get a job.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Please. And you know what? I've taken the ire of the Swift community, so I'm not scared of you.
Not anymore. You already went through it.
You guys have to just take a breath, take a breather, right? It's not. She's probably just hot. She had those big gloves on. She was like, "Oh, this is sweaty. I'm gonna take my gloves off." That's all it means. But to answer your question, Matt, I do actually think that was rude, right? To announce your album. She said in her show recently overseas that she was going to do it if she didn't win a Grammy. She was going to do it at her show this week. Like, so she was like, if I win a Grammy, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to announce it. If I don't, I'll get on stage. When I talk to the fans, they'll be cheering. I'll be like, and guess what, guys? We got a new album. That was the right time. You're with your fans who paid to see you. You give them the good news. All those other people who won Grammys don't care about your album. None of them. Miley doesn't care about your album. No one cares about your album in that room. They care about their album.
Miley cares about it. Miley likes the Taylor Swift.
Well, I'm sure she likes the music fine. I'm sure everybody likes Taylor Swift fine. She seems like a nice person. But like that night is supposed to celebrate. Well, it's supposed to make people money, the networks, but it doesn't do that anymore. So since it doesn't do that anymore, it's supposed to celebrate the hard work of the professionals within that community. And it's not just the big stars. It's like people who do like sound stuff and you know what I mean? Like, and so like that was their night. And for Taylor Swift, like she's about to go in front of a legion of cultists in Japan for a week. So she can do it whenever. For the guy who won like best studio mixing engineer for like jazz fusion album, this is it.
Him.
No, this is the pinnacle. That he worked probably decades to be that guy. He's like, oh my God, I did it. His family was excited. He didn't even make it on TV, by the way, but that's fine. He was just excited to be there. And now it's not about him. And so I do think that was the wrong time. And I mean, it's not a huge deal, whatever. Everyone will get over it. But I do think that was the wrong time. And
it's just like, I mean, it's silly because she doesn't need to like jack publicity from anybody else. She can just announce that at any point. It's not like it's not going to become news.
She could have tweeted it today and it would have been the biggest news online.
And if anything, you could probably argue she actually muddied up her own release of news and information. For example, Shohei Ohtani with the Dodgers announcing on his Instagram before anybody knew it $700 million and dropped a nuclear bomb of news. On his own Instagram. He didn't have to do it, like you said, jacking the spotlight away from 300 or 400 other, people in the music industry.
And she did, but she's still a hero to people. Like our friend Claudia.
Though, in fairness, can I just say one thing? There is something about Taylor Swift that to me strikes me as the kind of person I don't want to get stuck in a conversation with at a party. Like I don't like you have conflicting political views or something. But that being said, she gets kind of like unfair hate, almost like Anne Hathaway gets.
100%.
For being kind of like, you know what I mean? Like all those haters. But she's so big, like that hate just kind of, I don't know, circulates back and forth.
100%. 100% with the hate thing. I agree with you. It's ridiculous. I don't hate her for this decision, and no one should hate her for this either.
But again, I think if I was at a party, I'd be like, you're a little dramatic.
I think I'd like Taylor Swift. Hot take. I think we'd be friends.
I think we'd be dating.
No, we wouldn't be dating. I think we'd be friends. So I think I'd be good friends with Taylor Swift. I don't necessarily like all of her music.
Watch out, okay?
Hey, if anything though, over these past couple weeks, and something I brought this up a solid 8 months ago on this show, that she is the most important person in the world, and this really helped. This past month really helps make that case, and I even think Ryan could agree to that.
She's certainly the biggest star in football.
Do you think?
Yeah, she really is.
Do you think this is exactly what football needed?
That's a good question, actually.
I'm serious. I've stopped watching football since the Patriots dynasty fell apart. I mean, it's cool that the Chiefs are around, but the Legion of Boom, the Patriots, I stopped following it religiously for my New England Patriots around that time that Brady left. And then after that, it's been kind of like, okay, we got some hot spots. This is a big kind of cultural story for that. Do you think it's reinvested a lot of minds back into the sport?
So
I actually agree with you.
I'll say this. There's been a lot of talk that, especially the growth there's been obscene growth. I think it's 16% growth in the female audience of the NFL. However, the female audience in the NFL has actually been growing for the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so Taylor Swift, while probably part of it this year, is not it's not like it went from down 3 to up 16. It's been going up 5, 6, 8, 11. Now it's up 16. So you know what I mean? I think that while she's probably been good for this season, especially given who we have in the Super Bowl, can you imagine this Super Bowl without her? How bored everyone would be for the Chiefs repeat against the second best team, arguably, right? It's just the two teams are not that exciting to watch. Both the Lions and the Ravens are more exciting to watch.
This is the worst team Mahomes has had.
Right. So I think that Taylor Swift was perfect for this season, given the fact that we were going to see the Chiefs play the 49ers in the Super Bowl. But I don't know that the sport's popularity has been completely bolstered by this.
Yeah. And I mean,
think
she's
it's been going up.
I can't imagine my image of a hardcore Swiftie. I can't really see them converting to a big football fan that's going to continue to follow the sport and watch versus, she did probably drag in a few people here and there, but the people that are maybe more so paying attention might just be doing it because she's around.
Let me ask you, how many KFC Chiefs beanies do you think Swiftie fans bought?
So many. That's
all
proven.
Of the beanies.
That's proven. They started selling her jerseys and stuff.
I'm kind of being facetious, but seriously, I'm just thinking in my head how much money that six.
Oh
yeah, they probably made a lot of money
just on this season in the past 6 months. They're probably just merchandise. They're probably oh, you should keep panning the camera to her every time you do it. 5% more sales on our online store.
They should just start paying off pop stars to be in arranged marriages with their players.
Dua Lipa's going to be what's it called?
They don't look happy, but she's here. Yeah.
Man, you know what? I want to know what Chris Jones's wife looks like and how she feels about this. They need to show her more.
Sure. Why not?
Exactly. That's probably their reaction too. But, the one thing before moving on with Taylor Swift, and then that'll be enough Taylor Swift for today's show. One of the most fascinating things about Taylor for this, right? Where it's been well documented, she is going to that show in Tokyo, which will be a notorious concert in the history of music now. I was there in the Tokyo Dome, which is a big deal, and going to Vegas for the Super Bowl. This was such a big deal that the embassy of Japan had to make a statement to let the Americans know about this. And think about this. It is not too far in modern history where Japan and the United States were in a very, very bad war. They were in a war together in modern history where there's still people alive enough to remember that.
Yep.
And now we have gone so far for those people who fought in Iwo Jima and Nagasaki and, what happened in Hiroshima and Pearl Harbor. Who would have thought?
Storm.
Yeah, Desert Storm, all of the. Well, anyways, World War II, right? The Pacific, all of that. And who would have thought 80 years later, a pop star named Taylor Swift would help bring the countries to communicate together?
Again, I think that's a stretch. That's a Michael Jordan Space Jam stretch right there. We've been allies with Japan for like 70 years. So
But still,
I'm out on that one, man. She's an important person. You won that, but you didn't win. She brought Japan and the United States back from the brink of war. She didn't do that.
Swifties are gonna start like posting whole articles about how she's like rescued relations between America and Japan.
Yeah.
well, I'm adding on to the problem.
She's actually a nominee for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would surprise me.
She brought NFL Europe and now NFL Brazil and NFL Japan all to the tables. We have the G5 here along with King of the NFL.
The G5's at the combine this year. They're just going to do them at the same time.
That's right.
What good stuff, right, everybody? All right, let's now switch. We'll keep the music theme going. So did you guys see on the Grammys, we had probably one of the greatest performances in modern music history that brought the house down. That was finally a nice, wholesome, breath of fresh air moment where you could not smile. You could do nothing but smile hearing this duet. Even you, Jose, you probably smiled when you heard about this. I know it. Where we had a returning Tracey Chapman doing a duet with Luke Combs, singing the song Fast Car together. And it brought the house down. The internet was happy for once. What a nice, wholesome moment between two talented musicians. Am I right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I saw people pointing out online that while she was singing her parts, he was like just looking at her with so much love in his eyes and admiration and like lip syncing along with her. Because that's probably like he really, really likes her music, right? And she was really important to him. So
he's
being able to saying
that's his favorite song ever. He's gone.
Yeah.
That's why he covered it. So yeah, no, he definitely loved doing it. It was cool.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, being able to cover with your like idol at the Grammys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, look, I have a picture right here on the iPad if everyone sees. Look at that admiration.
Yeah.
Jose, did this even bring emotion to you?
Just one tear.
Not even one. Not first you don't care.
Well, we are still going to find that day.
Did you bring it back to your time riding in a car with someone you liked? Or,
No. Nope. Hell no.
I don't know if it welled up a sentiment.
I'm not. I mean, I ain't gonna be in the car with a girl putting Luke Combs or whatever his name on.
By the way, yeah, is this a country song?
No.
My first tweet was
is it country?
Country.
He's a country singer.
I like country now.
No, Luke Combs is a country singer, and when he does, when he does the song, like his version, if you guys haven't heard just him do it, he does it just by himself, and it's got a lot of the country kind of
like vibes, but it's not full throttle country.
But
like I don't like country much, but I like his cover.
Beer in the song?
No, the song.
No.
I'll be honest, the song
not country.
The song is not to bring this down, but it's not a love song. Even pretend. It's a song about like generational poverty and like the hopeless and like hopelessness. It is a deep
That's a
song.
country song so far. Hold on.
It's a folk song. I would say it's a folk song, like indie folk music or something. It's from like the 80s, like 1988 or something. The song came out. It's like it's an old
came
song.
out in 88.
Can I ask you? Isn't the big deal? The song is a country singer having a duet with a black lesbian woman.
Kinda.
I mean,
I would.
That's the thing everybody's talking about.
Oh, really?
I care about the music.
2024. It's 2020.
Well, I'm just saying.
But that's what everybody's bringing up.
Yeah, you certainly can't name another.
When I got the run notes, I'm like, who's Luke Combs and this girl? That's the always that kept popping up. Lesbian black woman, country singer, duet. I'm like,
what is funny about that? I will say this tweet I saved. It says this clinches it. I know what ages women, men. Yes,
I will. Yeah,
Tracey Chapman, just to confirm, she is She's 50. She's about to be 60 years old next month. So I guess it is true. Men age women.
Yes, but yes,
well,
Jose, you're right.
I think everybody ages each other. I know I age a lot of people around. Man, even animals. I can be quite a handful.
That's just like I age men, I age women. Everyone.
Listen, if we're on a flight next to each other, you're gonna have gray hair by the end of it. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much the direction I speak in, the hair is just turning gray.
Man, well, that song was awesome. As long as you have a heart, you should have felt good about it. And if you didn't, Jose, then I don't know what's gonna help you out.
All right, I got a date Saturday. I'm gonna put a Luke Combs on. If this cop blocks me, I'm gonna be so pissed.
It doesn't work. You just blast Skrillex.
Dash, what do you play before a date? Jose's gonna be playing this, even though she should play Tracey Chapman. What do you play?
Well, I think it depends on the circumstances of the date, how much I really want to freak her out, or how much I want to make her laugh. I think it's gonna have to depend. If it's up to me, there will be dead silence in the car the whole way. No, just kidding.
You know what you also got to do? You got to leave a map in the front seat of your car, and then you say, I need some directions. Can you and then you motion them to the map. You get them to pull out the whole map and lay it out, and just say you forgot your phone. You just need them to search you out.
And then you're in a fast car.
Or you get like a 30-page stapled packet list of MapQuest directions and all the windows down. like the old broken staple through it. Like, hey, turn to page 4. We have a lot of driving to do.
Yeah.
I remember
good stuff there. All right. Now let's switch from music to comedy. Shane Gillis. How about this?
Guy.
All right, Dash is a fan. You like Shane Gillis, Ryan?
Yeah.
How about you, Jose?
He all right.
Okay, Jose thinks he's only all right. Kara, you like Shane Gillis?
Yeah, I would say I do. I don't follow a lot of comedians. I don't really follow him either, but the clips I've seen have gotten a giggle.
Hear that.
It's like Theo Von. It's like Theo Von or something. The reels are just so many of them. It's just pretty funny.
Definitely. Now, hear this. Shane Gillis is going to host Saturday Night Live this weekend. Here's what's crazy about that. Shane Gillis in 2019 was hired on Saturday Night Live to be a cast member. And then there were clips that resurfaced of him making derogatory comments towards Asian people. And despite being told by Lorne Michaels himself, and I heard the podcast today, Lorne Michaels said, you should be fine. And then they fired him. And only what happened since then, his career skyrocketed, and you can argue he's way more famous than anyone in the SNL cast right now. And amongst that, he's actually asked to host the show. Mm-hmm. Now, the comments resurfaced again, but it seems like nobody cares, and people are genuinely excited for Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis just also nailed a Bud Light endorsement deal. Maybe they're switching it up from what happened before. And yeah, he only keeps rising up now, and him hosting SNL, the moment he's on that stage, that has to be like, you try to bring me down, people, and then you asked me to host this show that you fired me from. And this is similarly if you are an SNL fan, the late, great Norm Michaels, who was on SNL for many years. He got fired. They told him they fired him because he wasn't funny, but everyone knows that he was actually making fun. The story is that he was making fun of O.J. Simpson at the time in the mid-'90s, and the head of NBC was best friends with him, even though that whole thing didn't age well in general. And he does a monologue. He said, well, you guys fired me for thinking I'm not funny, and now you're putting me here because you think I'm funny. And Shane Gillis has that very moment. What do you think? Shane Gillis, like, this has to be some flex, don't you think?
I don't think he mentions that.
Oh, that's gotta be hard.
There's no way. He's not. I don't. Actually, maybe 50-50.
No, he's mentioned it. First 5 minutes of that, he's bringing it up. He has to.
He has to crack like one little joke at least, not make it a big thing.
Yeah, he might just reference it or something.
Diamond hands. Yeah. I don't think he mentions it.
You know, it's funny though, the derogatory comments, some of them are a little bit over the line, but some of them, like, if like I was just like I told you before, you know, like when you travel and you go to other places, a lot of that stuff, like descriptors of people, like
Mhm.
in other countries, it's a lot more on the, you know, sort of like is what he said, a little bit less looked down on is like really derogatory.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta give a lot of leeway to people that say things that could be out of line when it comes to comedy, because
Absolutely.
you know there's a difference between no comedy involved, you're not trying to be funny, saying something really fucked up, versus
Right.
you know
You
you cross
remember-
the line, you say something that maybe was going too far, but at the same time you weren't necessarily trying to like actually put anyone down in a way, I guess.
So Matt,
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask, and you may not know either, but I'm fairly confident I remember this. Didn't Bowen Yang have an issue with the comments specifically?
Maybe, I don't know. Now, Bowen Wang would have been a part. He would have been part of that
Same.
class.
He was in the
It was
same
him.
class.
Yeah, it was him,
Yes.
Chloe Fineman, who are, you know, they're not Shane Gillis big, but they are pretty successful.
Bowen has gotten very successful. Yes.
Yeah, but maybe that's the case. I don't know. I'd have to do
yeah.
more research on it, but regardless, he still has to deal with him for a week.
Well, and he will. I'm just saying, in general, I do think it was maybe a little bit less of Lauren Michaels was like, "You're a good kid," and then actually get out. I think there was some internal backlash, and maybe they had to make a choice. And you
Maybe.
could argue they made the wrong choice. I honestly don't think they made the wrong choice. I think all parties involved are probably better off. I think Bowen Yang needed SNL. It's turned him into the performer and celebrity that he is. And I think you're right. Shane Gillis got way bigger after being fired from SNL. So I think that if it had been the opposite way, if they had stood by Gillis and gotten rid of like Bowen because there was beef there because of the comments, I think nobody involved would have been that famous.
He's
So
funny. He's the least funny guy on SNL too. But
Bowen Yang, I disagree with that.
So
I disagree with that very much. He's very talented.
Totally fine.
Very
Yeah,
funny.
get at it. You
I was
argue.
like, I'm almost
I mean,
like,
it's not arguing about. He's funny. I watch the clips. I laugh at them. I mean, I don't laugh at much of SNL, to be honest with you.
yeah.
So that's like a misnomer. I don't find any of the show that funny.
Yeah.
A couple clips here or there do entertain me, but I do consistently find myself at least entertained when Bowen is doing something.
Maybe his new stuff's good. I don't know.
I
It's
like
been
the
a while
newest.
since I watched it.
And I know the newest guy, Marcelo
Hernandez, yeah, he's a rising star.
He's funny, and the Pedro Pascal stuff really helped him because those are two of the funniest skits they've ever done with the mom. So you know it's getting there, but yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's the funniest person I've ever heard. He's not my favorite comedian or anything, but I think he's objectively funny, and I think he's certainly one of the bigger, more well-known stars on SNL. Which I don't know that Shane Gillis would have done had he been stuck on SNL.
Right.
So I think it probably worked out best for both of them that they ended up where they did.
And
There's a couple of that did that.
Assuming
like
there was beef,
Tell,
by the way. I'm just guessing.
Like David Tell is one of those comedians also, and even Adam Sandler to a certain extent that got just like kind of taken out a little early and then left and kind of became bigger. Like the vehicle almost they almost outgrew the vehicle pretty quick, you know?
Sure, yeah, I could see that.
The one thing I have for when I write Bowen Yang, Shane Gillis, it sends me to a top Reddit thread that says, "Y'all know Bowen Wang follows Shane Gillis on Instagram, right?" So maybe they are friends.
No, I'm saying I think they did at one point have beef. I think that's why that's posted. Is people are like they're not even mad at each other anymore, which is probably true. They're probably not mad at each other anymore.
Man,
but
Bowen Yang was the guy who essentially made him a star.
I really do think I'll look into it and maybe I'll tweet something out. But I really do think there was something there. I'll look into it.
Hey, it makes sense. But regardless, Shane Gillis, very successful comedian, big Netflix special. He joined the Joe Rogan crew, and look what happened after. He's arguably the most famous next to him, or one of the more famous comedians, and on a mainstream level. You know, like him and Theo Vaughn is mentioned, and Burt Kreischer, and Tom Segura.
Tom and Burt and not even so much Joe. I think just Tom and Bert are the only real heavyweight comedians, like real heavyweight.
Oh yeah,
listen
yeah,
to
for
that.
sure.
I
was
know
just
Joe
saying,
Rogan sells out stadiums, but like he's not that funny. And like, but he's got a great podcast.
exactly,
Like,
and I'm just saying, like that crew together, like all hanging out, like he's really broken out from that.
Absolutely.
So look what happened. So interesting stuff. There.
Nate
And
Bargatze is a pretty big comedian. I don't think he's part of Rogan's stuff though.
yeah, but moving on, I just want to say to acknowledge that Joe Rogan got a $250 million deal from Spotify and he's back. And that's all I have to say there. Shouts to a win for podcasting on that one.
He's back on Apple, right?
Yeah,
No,
Apple and then YouTube. Well, he will be.
Yeah, no. So Spotify, it's Spotify, but it's not exclusive to Spotify. So that as part of that, Spotify can also cash in on the monetization off the YouTube channel. So it's not with Spotify to allow him to also go by himself to YouTube. It's that he's going to also be on YouTube so that under his licensing deal with Spotify, Spotify can make more money than they pay Joe Rogan more. From what I understand. We go back and check.
Which would make sense that it wasn't just Spotify. Yeah.
Well,
Spotify gave him money and then let him leave.
Spotify had mad layoffs and had to do a lot of cutbacks. And frankly, this is kind of like turning into not exactly like a serious XM Howard Stern, like we actually both need each other, we'll both die situation, but it's leaning kind of more towards that avenue for Spotify in terms of their profit and revenue. This is their big, counter punch to their current financial situation, which is, if you go back and look, they got a lot of layoffs. So to cash in with the YouTube, the monetization, give Joe another 250 mil, lock him out. It makes all the sense in the world financially.
Money talks, huh? Money talks. And you know who has a lot of money? Drake. Did you see what Drake did this week?
He's got a lot of something else, let me tell you.
Brian, why don't you tell us why were people talking about Drake on the Super Bowl week?
Well, turns out, internet, Drake is a big supporter of the Second Amendment. Big supporter of the Second Amendment.
Very big, yes.
My dude has got a weapon. And it got leaked all over the internet. I mean, I'm joking. Obviously, big invasion of his privacy. I want to get that out of the way because that's true. But oh my god, I saw it when it first came out before it was pulled off. Jeez, it was something else. But yes, so sorry. I'm still.
You seem like you're daydreaming about it. Yeah,
I'm still in awe. Exactly. But no, in all seriousness, yes. There's a video going around. Drake has not confirmed or denied it's him, but he's kind of strongly hinted it was him. Of Drake performing solo, as they would say in the music industry. But it was in his bedroom, and it somehow got out there, and everyone had a lot to say about it, specifically the equipment side of things. So there you go.
All these cameras, all these hidden cameras at Bandcamp, they just have to stop.
Yeah. So I haven't heard. That's the only thing I haven't seen in all of this. Only thing I haven't seen. How did this get leaked? How did this get leaked?
We understand.
Like, I don't know whose camera it was.
Wasn't it him recording himself in the mirror?
Well, right, but like they haven't really just like, who does it get sent to? Like, there's been no talk of like what happened. It's just they were just like, oh, this happened.
There.
Yeah, it wasn't there, and then it was there. Like, they didn't say like sending it to a friend or sending it to a partner, or I don't know. They didn't, or a fan. Like, they haven't explained what's going on in terms of like the situation around it, and they're not going to. His team is going to keep this just on lockdown till it goes away, and it'll go away.
Yeah, I mean, this happens. Yeah, for like half people that get out in the public eye.
Yeah, when you're an A-lister, like stuff like this just happens. But it did get the internet talking for a little bit. It's already dying down because again, everything's been scrubbed, but it was definitely something that people were shocked by at 9 a.m. And it did go viral, like very viral. So I guess I guess that could help him, right? Turn lemons into lemonade. Make a. Sorry, one of his friends said something about like he said that Drake is going to use some of this stuff in like the cover of his next album, some of the tweets about him from this moment as part of the cover for his next album. So we'll see if he does that. I don't know, but other than that, I doubt this really amounts to anything in the long career of Drake.
All I know is I got a great new background for my computer.
Hashtag blessed.
Something like that, Matt. Indeed.
I wish I had a larger or taller phone. I'd have a better background for my phone.
Well,
just the Big Mac is gonna have to do for now.
Hey man, don't give up on your dreams. Some people have posters of maps and people they admire, and that counts for you too.
That counts. Do you guys have anything to add? But I feel like all you did was say, Ryan, you saw this picture. Tell us about it.
That's it. I didn't actually see it, so I don't really know.
I didn't see it either.
I mean, I'm in a lot of like women's groups on Facebook, and when like the Taylor Swift AI nude stuff happened, they were all like, "Oh, this is awful. This is horrible." But then his actual nudes get unconsensually leaked, and all the women in all the groups are like, oh my God, holy, where are the pics? Send me the pics. I need to see these pics.
Total
just
weird.
Yeah,
weird.
The change up.
Never seen that before.
I think it's fair to like have a discussion between friends. Like his package is sizable. Like talking between friends is chill, but if you're gonna complain about the Taylor situation, don't go into that same group and then just do a 180 because he's a guy. Also, considering it's his actual photos.
Yes, I would agree with that. I will say one difference, because you were on when we talked about the Taylor Swift thing too.
Yeah.
Drake doesn't seem to be bothered by this at all.
Yeah. I think he'd be more bothered if he was a little challenged in that way,
Honestly, or just average.
yeah, even was average.
So I'll say like he didn't seem angry, so I think it's like that's why I made sure to say obviously not consensual, not cool, but I'm joking about it because he doesn't seem upset. He's joking about it, so
Yeah, but definitely distinction.
Definitely not consensual. Definitely not cool. But in 2024, I'm sorry if you take pictures of your penis or your vagina and you send them to anybody, you have to understand inherently
they're probably
taking a massive risk for your stuff to get out there. I'm sorry.
That's why you preemptively release really nice pictures of your genitals so that you're prepared.
yeah, exactly. Plan ahead. Plan like we're in the future because we are. Okay, so while I feel a little bit sad for Drake, I really don't feel that.
I don't feel sad either, but
this is only going to help him get more women, which apparently he really likes. So good for him.
And he had a lot of problems before getting it. So
yeah, well, I hope it gets better for him.
His Degrassi director did him dirty. I will say that. Turns out we didn't know at the time. If you know, you know. We'll post a picture.
I don't know, but having said that, Drake will be okay. Literally, yes. Drake has a song that goes light foot up, slide, right foot up, left foot slide. With those clever lyrics, he can literally say whatever he wants, and it will be a massive hit. Clearly, this is another one of those hits.
Something like that.
All right. So one more story before we get into some other things. Wrestling was a big deal in the mainstream in this past week. And why is that? And there is an update to this story. The hashtag WeWantCody became viral across all social media. Ryan, can you also explain what exactly happened?
All right. So, for those of you who are wrestling fans, you know that this is WrestleMania season. WrestleMania is probably one of the few terms that non-wrestling fans recognize. It's a big show that they do in April every year since 40 years now. And the way that you get to that that show, the main event of that show, if you will, is always determined by who wins a different match called the Royal Rumble. You'll see behind Jose, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. He's a wrestler, pretty famous, probably the number one guy on the show right now. And then something happened. The Rock joined the WWE parent company's board of directors, TKO. There was a bunch of shakeups happening in WWE because of legal issues surrounding the company and its former president, Vince McMahon. And seemingly to counter that, but who knows, The Rock showed up on Friday, SmackDown, and basically all but announced that he was going to be fighting in the main event. And that man, Cody Rhodes, stepped aside. And as soon as that happened, the internet exploded. The hashtag WeWantCody was trending for 3 days at number 1. It's still, depending on what you watch, depending on your algorithms, you'll still see it trending. You know what I mean? Like on like a For You sort of thing. So it's still incredibly popular. The fans have pretty, I would say online, the fans have very much unified around the idea that Cody should be the main event. He won the original match. He's supposed to have it. And they didn't like the idea that the new board of directors member, The Rock, just showed up, booked himself in this match. WWE for fans, just a little insider, hasn't handled this very well. They certainly weren't expecting this to happen. I don't care what anyone else on this panel says. But they're trying to adjust and figure out a way to make it work. And so, yeah, the hashtag WeWantCody, again, still trending, but this weekend it was trending number 1 worldwide. All in response to The Rock coming back, which is crazy to say because he's a very famous man. But there you go.
Cara, what do you think about this whole ordeal? Are you for Team Cody or The Rock?
I have no idea. I have a lot of opinions on WWE, honestly. I mean,
actually,
all I know about is that one. I don't know if I don't even know if she's a WWE wrestler or not. The Japanese girl that is like the flying candy thingamabob.
The flying candy.
I think it's called. I don't know. She does this a lot of acrobatics, but I mean, when I was in elementary school, I had a friend, Youngchin, who's obsessed with The Rock. So if I was to go on Twitter and look for her account, I'm sure I would see her being
anti-Cody.
There was a
We Want Rocky hashtag. It didn't do nearly as well.
Didn't do as well, yeah.
But it did crop up a couple days after the Cody one.
And Dash, I'll have Ryan. Wait, first, before you ask your question, Ryan, Dash, whose side are you on?
Oh, I'm Team Cody. All right, we want Cody. All right?
So I'm gonna
Cody.
I'm gonna ask you guys, since I don't get to do this a lot. Part of my other job online on the internet is wrestling specific, and so
finding Drake's photos. Sorry.
Well, I do that. Hey, I do that for the love of the game.
That's freelance. Yeah.
That's for free. That free every day. So one of the arguments about why
if you're good at something, never do it for free.
But so part of the rationale for this whole bring The Rock in for WrestleMania, right, is because he can appeal. It's because the wrestling fans, by and large, didn't like it. But the part of the appeal is, well, he can bring in non-wrestling fans because he's a big movie star, and so that's the benefit. You have people who the wrestling fans are going to watch anyway. These non-wrestling fans weren't going to watch, and then they are. So I'm telling you now, The Rock is performing at WrestleMania. I'll say that with 100% confidence. With my
they're not going to change up or anything with the.
Well, they might change exactly. They might change what? No, they might change exactly what happens. But he will be performing there 100%. I would bet all of the money I have on that. He's going to be there. He's going to have a match. Are either of you, knowing now that A-list celebrity Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is performing, going to go ahead on April? I'll even tell you when. It's going to be April 8th, which is that Saturday, I believe.
Oh, I have it for me now. It's April 6th and 7th.
6th, sorry. April 6th is that Saturday. It's probably when he's going to perform. You guys going to go on to Peacock and watch 3 hours of professional wrestling to see The Rock perform?
No.
No, Matt. Matt, you're going to anyway. I'm asking Cara and I'm asking Dash.
I said maybe.
No.
I was thinking about it from free.
On April 8th, I'm going to be in Austin, Texas at the Texas Eclipse.
What about April 6th? Because I said the wrong. Is that going to change it?
April 5 to 9. April 5 to 9, I'll be at the Texas Eclipse. That's the last solar eclipse in North America.
So you're busy. The Rock's not going to make sure you're not going to have your phone to watch The Rock.
I'm too busy for The Rock. I'm sorry.
Okay. Kara, you as well. And Kara, you as well.
It's really hard, but no.
Really?
So,
at least there is some consideration.
Hopefully I can share this. Hopefully I can share this.
I've watched every Rock movie just for The Rock.
Yeah. Hopefully I can share this. But this is the facts. If folks weren't gonna watch, guess what they're not gonna do? They're not gonna watch.
Yeah. I don't think there's many like die-hard like fans of just The Rock, right?
It's the wrestling fans who decide they don't want him to show up. There's no fan base here. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I just wanted to ask that question. I knew what your answer was going to be because obviously, but I wanted it recorded. So hopefully I can start sharing this online and people will realize that I'm right and everyone else is incorrect.
Well,
they would have to have
here.
like somebody really extreme show up that to get me to tune in. Like they got Biden on there.
Man.
Can you imagine Biden getting thrown through like a freaking like picnic table or whatever they had, like a folding table, like in just
picnic table. That's what I'm calling them now.
What are they called?
Table, but I like that. I like that a lot.
He could perish if they did that. So I don't think we're gonna see Biden at WrestleMania.
But imagine a really skinny guy like in a bald wig or something dress up as him, and they kind of do that.
Oh, they've done that. You best believe they've done that.
Yeah, we have clips for days. No, Jose, I genuinely want to know your thoughts on this matter, though, as also the really big wrestling fan here. At this moment, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking they fucked up the beginning, pretty much. I mean, it ain't The Rock. See, Ryan's just hating. The problem is, Rock comes in after Cody Rhodes win the Rumble, and for no reason, Cody Rhodes just like, you know what? Go ahead, Rock. Go for it. Like, take it.
It's a little bit The Rock. If he didn't come in, this wouldn't have happened. Don't roll your eyes at me.
I think it's a bet. I think if I'm gonna watch WrestleMania, I'm about to go with homeboy to Houston or wherever we're gonna go see the clips. Nah, that shit is whack.
Austin.
I go to Austin, Texas. Go see
Austin. Go see the clips. There's a couple movies, and there might even be a wrestling ring there. We don't even know.
There you go.
A lot of
we don't even know.
I've never been to Texas, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I think I have a good feeling that April 5th through the 9th is going to be a big weekend for every single person in this chat, wrestling or not. It's going to be a lot of fun, seriously. So I think we have a lot to look forward to in store with that. We'll definitely follow this story throughout the WrestleMania season for everyone who covers wrestling on this pod. But all in all, I think this shows that wrestling can hit a mainstream level one way or the other. And for what was cooking at that press conference too, it's going to be interesting how it unfolds. And one way or the other, everybody at least is aware of wrestling's impact. So props to them for pulling that off. And I think it'll be interesting for wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans. And hopefully they tell this story right and #finish the story. Okay, that was too easy. But regardless, though, I think it's that's the whole point of wrestling. It's supposed to be entertaining. Even if people say it's quote unquote fake, that's the point. It's a show.
It is fake.
And when a show does something
Injuries
cool and right, yeah, that's
true.
So good stuff there. So that's my stories for the week. Now let's get to our questions and let's talk about some funny things there. So first things first. So Dash, for the first time, pretty much I asked these, social norm questions, stuff like that. So let me ask something. And we've all done this. I've done it myself. So, but when somebody does it to me, I hate it, but I've done it. So, when somebody texts you or when somebody talks to you or somebody sends you a meme, a DM or something, and maybe, you say it and then somebody just simply says, nice. Isn't that a nice way of saying, I don't care? Nice. Like, for instance, yo, Ryan, you got to check out this movie clip. So hilarious. Nice. Or, hey, so this weekend I did this, that, and the other. Nice. I think it's fair to say that nice is a nice way of, but yes, pun intended, of pretty much saying, I don't care. You agree or disagree?
Not that I don't care. I'm too exhausted to respond to this at the moment.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm too
especially if it's
exhausted to
something
dive
you're not,
into it.
yeah. If it's, I have friends like send me a video, like a full length, like video essay on something I do not give the slightest shit about. And I just say, wow, nice. Just so they don't feel bad, but so I don't feel that I have to go into detail about what I liked about the video that I didn't watch.
Mm-hmm.
And
But-
also, like, I feel like, your life these days is so stimulated, like all the time. There's so much stuff. Really just kind of trying to figure out what it is that we have to do and what it is that we want to do, and everything else is kind of has to be discarded a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think it more means I'm busy, or I think it more means I'm busy right now than I don't care per se. It might be true that they also don't care, but
Mhm.
I don't think that that's I don't think that it means that for sure. I think it definitely means that they're too busy and they're not going to talk to you right now. If you get nice, then you could just assume that for the next hour, you're not going to hear from them. But I don't think it means oh, I don't care about this, or I don't care about you. I think it's more of, I
Right.
can't right now.
Yeah, I think the
My
biggest
thought-
issue is just making sure it doesn't seem like you don't care about them. It's more so,
Yeah.
maybe this is your cup of tea and not mine, like at worst.
How about when somebody says, damn, that's crazy?
Okay, if somebody
Well,
says
at
that though,
least-
that's such a meme that like
Damn, that's crazy. Well, my employer will be like, good, man. Good man. Good, man. And I'm kind of like, and I'll read it on Slack, and I'm like, is it good man? I'm a good man, or is it good, man? I can't I don't know. It's kind of like in the same realm as nice. It's just one of those, what do they call them? Pleasantries. Cool. Anyway,
Cool.
about what
Yeah.
I'm doing. Yeah.
Cool
Yeah,
story,
I
man.
do think "damn, that's crazy" is a little bit more
Damn, that's crazy.
a little bit more not caring about someone actually
yeah,
than
yeah,
nice.
because if it that's basically just become a meme. I don't know about other social media, but at least on TikTok, if somebody responds something in the comments section trying to make people pity them, people just respond, "Damn, that's crazy."
Right.
Like I used to get beat by my dad when I was young. Damn, that's crazy.
Well, it's not fun. Well, it's not funny,
Even-
but you know what I
even-
like. I got your
even-
point.
Even saying it, it's hard to not open your eyes real wide, sarcastically.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
damn, that's crazy.
I don't even know what to say.
Damn, that's crazy. Right? Nice. Good.
I got another question to ask, right? You ever notice, when people put empty liquor bottles, in their house and stuff? That's not home decor, is it?
No,
Throw that away.
that's dorm decor, right?
Dorm
Yeah, I was gonna
decor.
say when I was in
Yeah.
uni, I had my if I had a bottle of wine that was more than $30, I felt bougie keeping it up on my on top of my fridge.
So we did actually make for a while. I don't think we have. We definitely don't have them anymore because we didn't bring them when we moved from New Jersey. But
Plants or
we
whatever.
did make lights out of wine bottles. We bought string lights and we hung them. It was a whole thing. So I guess I'm saying that knowing that I kind of halfway did it, but just keeping the liquor bottles untouched in your kitchen on the top, that's not
Yeah,
decor for sure.
Yeah.
At least try. At least attempt to kind of give it some spice.
Yeah, if you
Attention-
craft with it, then it's an art piece.
That's a little different at that point, but even still, I think that's suspect.
Attention, everyone under the age of 25. If there's a Captain Morgan bottle or a Bacardi handle empty anywhere in your home that isn't recycled and you think it looks good,
Doesn't.
you're
It
wrong.
doesn't.
You're
Yeah, it
wrong.
doesn't look good.
Throw that out immediately. By the way, don't ever tell people you drink Captain Morgan still, okay? Just throw it out.
It really is horrendous.
I haven't had Captain Morgan in
whatever that
Years.
like, bottom shelf liquor handle that you have up there.
This is a true story, right? Orion, I think you were with me. I was definitely with somebody. So, I really got into. I guess you'd say I'm a mixologist. I love making cocktails. It's one of my hobbies. And I remember it was a summer, maybe it was the summer from high school to college, senior year to high school to freshman year of college, or maybe the year after. But we went to my parents' liquor cabinet. I couldn't buy alcohol. And I remember specifically taking the Captain Morgan, and we just drank it while my parents were having a function. And,
I remember that, but I wasn't there for that. I was busy. I remember you inviting me over, but I couldn't go.
Oh,
and
man.
And then you told me
should have come.
Well, yeah, I could have had Captain Morgan.
Well, I'm naive at the time. I think it's good and stuff, but I drink it, and then I do the classic. It was clear, so I put water in it. No one ever noticed, and I swear, when I started getting into cocktails in the pandemic, this would have been 6 years prior. And parents say, might as well. It's locked down. Use it, and it's pure. It's water. It's water with a little cat with little Captain Morgan. Yes, it was, and it's gross. And I tried to make like a Tom Collins or something, and I thought I made a new drink, but I wound up making a mocktail. Well, not even, because you can't make water there.
Captain Morgan tastes like all the ice cubes that already melted inside.
Seriously,
just watered down drink.
Oh man,
that's actually really funny that no one noticed it until you started to use it. 6
Yeah.
years later.
For real, my parents really aren't that big drinkers, so it was kind of fun.
It doesn't even mix well too. So you probably had like spots of water where you saw brown spots of Captain Morgan like slicked in there and stuff.
I definitely got sick from it. One way or the other, but those were the days, weren't it? So why don't we do our final segment for tonight? And I'm going to introduce a new segment, and this is. Okay, so let me explain what's going on, right? And we're going to use some video for this. There is a TikTok page, huge fan, and hopefully maybe one day we meet, but I don't know what this guy looks like, right? So let me just get the info right here so I get this right. I want to properly credit him. His name is, I guess you pronounce it WizK, WZKY. And he does a TikTok page called Guys with the Ick. So pretty much he finds interviews of the internet, and it's girls saying icks for guys. And I'm sure it applies to anybody as well, because some of these were gender specific, some were not. Maybe you saw the page. He pretty much shows like a clip. Oh, I think this one ick is this. And then he moves the video and does that. So we want to give credit to WizK for this and thank for the idea. So we want to give him credit, or her. And we are about to review 6 of these reasons why these girls have the ick. And then we could discuss from there. So thank you to WizKaz for posting these videos. And now let us review the reasons why these girls have the ick and whether it's justifiable, I guess is the word to use. So let's share the screen. Okay, you guys, everybody's here?
Yep.
Okay, I almost posted the stuff. All right, here we go. Let's start with the first one. All right, ready? Why does this girl have the ick? All right, here we go.
There is nothing more icky than a man walking out of Pizza Hut with a cheese pizza in his hand. Like, he's so excited to go home and eat his cheese pizza. Why don't you order like a meat lover's pizza, or at least a pepperoni pizza like a man? Like, it's so weird.
All right, so is it fair to say that you could have the ick by getting a cheese pizza? Cara, do you think it's icky for guys to get cheese pizza?
Her voice gave me the ick. Honestly, holy shit. I mean, there's some, like, the ick is more of a joke more than anything else, and I think there's some valid ones that are actually funny. That one's not. That doesn't even count. That's not even an ick. That's not a real one.
By the
Damn.
way, I like a good cheese pizza every once in a while.
Yeah, I only eat cheese
messing
pizza.
with me. Like,
See,
don't
for
mess
real,
with
me
all
too.
these toppings.
Triple
once in a blue.
cheese.
Maybe I'll get a classic
That's
pep.
my
A
God.
classic pep
That's
once in a while. But
cheese is boring.
yeah.
It's all
Sometimes I'm
about
so
cheese.
sick of the complication. Just give me cheese pizza.
I
Roll
don't
me up a
find that one
cheese.
to be. I don't find that one to be funny.
Yeah,
Or accurate.
exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. It's not funny.
It missed twice. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Ryan,
The
you're a
weird thing
cheese
is
pizza
that
lover?
she almost
I
has,
mean,
like,
I'll have it if it's there, but no, I don't order cheese. I like a meatball pizza, actually.
Yeah.
Sausage, pepperoni. Sometimes though, you want cheese. Sometimes you just want cheese. You
I'm
have that, and
always
that's what you have.
I'm a big fan of the peppers and onions on the pizza. The peppers
That's a
and
good one.
onions.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with everything pretty much. Dude, you know what the funniest thing in all my travels was? I'd go to Italy, and just because I knew this was not going to happen, I just would beg them for a Hawaiian pizza everywhere. I said, "Oh my God, you have that pineapple back," and they would lose their mind. And this was a way for me to stay entertained without knowing the language. It's just like
Genius stuff right there. Genius stuff. All right, why don't we go to our next one for the ick? All right, ready? Here we go.
Ready.
All right. Share the screen again. Come here, Larry. Okay. All right.
She's
Let's-
cute.
Oh, what's your name?
biggest turn off is the shirt. Take it off immediately. Get that out.
Yes.
What? That is a hard-working content creator, Danny from Barstool. Anyways, here we go.
Oh.
Turn off. I could find a man really, really, really hot. The second he sends me an Instagram reel, you're done.
Okay, so we cannot send Instagram reels. How do we feel
Who
about this?
does that?
Me?
You do that? You
I
send
send
a
memes
girl
to
as a
people.
reel?
It
At
depends
this
on
real.
point, I'll say this. We definitely know each other very well at this point. Not initially, no. Oh, see, everybody's offended now. See,
No,
send
I
a
just-
reel, send an Instagram reel because that
it
will
just
be a deal breaker.
It just depends because Instagram's also geared towards location and who you've been speaking with lately, and it's kind of more contextual towards your life. Like for me, like when I was hanging out in Mexico, it was everybody who was locationally all my Mexican friends I was sending reels to, and then Instagram changed when I moved location, and that's the people I know here. You know. You guys feel like it's the same? I mean, it ends up being the same 12 or 13 people.
I don't know that it's an ick, but that is a strange way to
Communicate.
try and show your interest in a partner.
I'll
I'll go
no.
with that.
At that point, like we're definitely beyond the talk. I feel like there's something like we're seeing each other at that point when I send reels. But but clearly don't send it too early.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, so
I think it can be a valid ick if like depending on a bunch of variables, but you know, at least it's not as bad as the last one.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
tell
we're
you
actually
this,
leaning.
If a girl sends me a reel, she's being blocked.
Oh,
Whoa, that's a hard take. That's a hot take.
oh man. Well, we're learning some things here. All right, let's check out.
I've just never laughed at a reel that I have been sent ever. It's just been an inconvenience.
I get that.
That's
Sounds
where
like
you
we're
respond. You just respond nice.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Nice.
Despite
right.
our initial hesitation, it sounds like we're actually all leaning on agreeing that might be an ick.
I don't
We've
think
all-
so.
I'm
I might-
confused. I
might
like
I might be odd man out here with Matt. I don't know. I think
Thank you.
I always laugh my ass off with my friends too, and I don't watch every single one, but sometimes they'll pile up and I'll watch and be like, "Oh, this is so you."
All right, let's check out another one here. All right.
Lastly, if you drive a car, and I know this one seems a bit aggressive, but like, I like a guy who can drive a truck or who's picking me up in a truck. Like, don't be showing up in your fucking Honda Civic, okay? Sorry.
All right. So if you
Okay.
drive a regular car,
No, that's stupid. That's not even. That's like the first one. That's not even funny. Annoying voice and
And
just
fake.
yeah, that's just stupid.
Ryan,
Who's
you
got-
look like you drive a truck.
Oh yeah, big truck guy.
Hopefully, it's
Who's
the
got the
size of
money?
Drake.
Who's got the money to sit around and dictate the car that people drive? Like, I'd have
Yeah,
bought a truck.
I would personally say it's
So
more of
would.
an ick if you have a giant truck when you like just live in a city and have no reason to have it. That's much more of an ick.
I've been on that train, by the way, for like, I didn't say ick, I said something I'm not going to say about men and how they compare to Drake.
They don't look like Drake, that's right.
No, if you have no reason for a truck and yet you still drive one,
unless you genuinely have an interest in like your vehicle.
Yeah.
That's different, but that's not the majority.
Yeah, if you work in construction and you got like all your tools in the back, yeah, you can't do that in a Honda Civic. But if you don't have a reason for a truck and you're driving one, that's the thing that needs to be investigated and studied, not the other way around.
We need to investigate how real her voice was there, because
was it
I'm
real?
calling shenanigans.
Yeah, it wasn't real.
Okay, nothing about that was real. Okay,
yeah.
Honda Civics are totally capable cars. Okay, how dare you?
The slander of the Honda Civic, huh?
Will not be tolerated.
We need our Swifties to go reunite forces with Japan after this to amend. We can't have our compatriots just dissing Honda Civic.
She's about to get deported.
All right, two more, and that's it. Here's this.
Guys who are like too good at sex kind of gives me an ick.
Man, how about that? Not being able to be too good in love.
Hell no,
that's stupid.
Her friend's face explains that perfectly. She says it and her friend goes, like, what are you talking about?
These are actual thoughts people have.
Her friend is like, that's like my goal is to look for that guy. You're saying icky? No. I don't. I mean, maybe. I don't know why that would be an ick. I would love for someone who believes that. At Tweetcap, let me know why that is. I'm not. This is not even like a statement about anybody. I'm just curious why you would. What is A plus B to get you to C to say that?
I can see the mindset where they probably think that means they're like a man-ho and they've slept around a lot enough to learn those things, but it's still really stupid.
Okay,
tell me about it.
I guess that makes sense then. Yeah.
All right.
If they're too experienced.
I think conversely, if a girl's too good at sex, it's a little bit ick. I'll be honest with you. It's a little bit more of an ick if a woman's too ravenous. You're like, whoa, lady, whoa, stop, whoa.
I disagree.
There's a difference between ravenous and good at sex. Coming on too strong, is a detractor from being good. In my opinion, that's just coming on too strong.
I want to kind of keep it PG here, but there could be an ick factor as well. But,
I think you can't have it both ways. Either it's an ick or it's not.
Not.
I say not as well.
I think it's insecurity if it's an ick either way.
Seriously.
I agree.
Then not an ick. No, not me.
I'm going to bow breed you into a submission here.
Let me throw my opinion away. Hold
on. All right, final one, and then we'll wrap this up.
That guy's jaw right away.
By the way, this is my personal favorite. This is my personal favorites from all the bunches. All right, here we go.
What's the biggest ick for a guy?
When he has a birthday.
When he has a birthday.
Yes, if he celebrates his birthday.
I don't know what to say to that one. If you have a birthday, that's too bad.
I wish
you celebrate your birthday.
I wish you hadn't shown me the celebrate your birthday bit, because then it clarifies what she meant. If it had just ended with "if he has a birthday," I might have just logged off. I might have logged off until next week. If he has a birthday, if he was born, he had to have been made.
Sorry, when you enjoy your birthday, not for me.
It's not an ick, but I will say, like any one thing, there can be a bridezilla or like a birthdayzilla.
Sure.
Yeah. You know what? It's an ick when somebody says, "My birthday week is coming up. Today's the first day of my birthday week."
Bingo. Yes. Bingo.
I give myself exactly 1 hour.
Or it's my birthday month.
Are you guys forgetting something? I didn't hear a.
Yeah.
You know what day it is, guys? Or...
I think like my
nice.
favorite ick one I've ever seen is that I actually genuinely think is funny is a guy who doesn't know how to tread water properly, so he's just kicking his feet like two little chopsticks and they go underwater and show his legs. I think that's an ick. You got to be able to tread water.
Wow. No.
His legs just go like this.
I don't even know how that would work. My brain can't process how you're floating if all you're doing is running in the water. So I think it's less an ick and more of a fatality waiting to happen. Like, how are you not drowning?
It would be hard to see that ick. You'd have to have goggles, be swimming with your boyfriend who can barely swim, and then go underwater.
Here's a bigger ick, okay? People who are so obsessed with their astrological chart on their birthday that anything they do is completely excused by their astrology.
Right, because Mercury is in retrograde. So
I had
and I'm an empath, and I understand these things.
I had a friend's old boyfriend like have a screaming match. Like, I wasn't yelling; he was screaming at me because I don't believe in horoscopes, and he was yelling, saying, "You don't believe the moon affects the tides, and you're a Cancer?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like so many leaps that I've seen there.
I've learned a lot about horoscopes
one this year.
Mercury in retrograde, right?
Yeah, I've had mixed results on the horoscope front personally. Check out that episode. But
I've heard people say for an ick, they've asked me, what's your sign, and I'm like, I'm a Virgo. They're like, yeah, like, oh.
Well, that's crazy because that is genuinely like, oh, your birthday is an ick. That's like that's not original.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
If he has a birthday,
that's just basically that's basically just being like, if you have a birthday in this month, that's an ick. It's like, all right, something I can work on then. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing can win, but nobody can win. But we still figure it out one way or the other. But seriously though, awesome job by everybody today. Great show. So many more. Think we got a lot of laughs, learned a lot, and let's keep it going for the future. Enjoy the game if you're going to watch this weekend. Be safe, and we'll all talk to you really soon. That's Ryan Page, Real Cara, Dash Jeffries, Jose Rivera. Incredible work, and we'll see y'all very soon.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.